Good morning to all my teacher friends who are watching this video and who are preparing for the CTET exam. Welcome to all of you to my channel Maths with Mahanti sir. If at all you liked, whatever I am discussing in this class or in this video, if at all it is helpful for you, I would like to request you to hit the button and subscribe to my channel. Okay? So, dear friends, in the previous class I had discussed, in the previous video I had discussed many things, different questions on CTET exam. Today let me discuss few more. Okay? So here are some questions which are likely to come, which are some of the probable questions that generally comes in the exam. As per my experience, you see, find the unit digit in C. 7 to the power 65 into 6 to the power 41 into 3 to the power 57. You see, such a big product. How to find the unit digit? Unit digit means in unit place. You see, one two problems I have already discussed like this in the previous video. You see, how to find it? If you multiply 765 times, then multiply 6 41 times, then 3 57 times, then find the product and then find the unit place. Just imagine how much time it will take. So, how can we solve this type of question easily or quickly? Okay, see, what is the procedure? First you see, 7 to the power 65, you see. Now this 7 to the power 65, in the previous video I had explained how to find the unit digit or unit place in 7 to the power 101. Yes, I have remembered. In a similar manner, we can find what will be the unit digit in 7 to the power 65. See how? First you express this one, 65 as 4 into 16 plus 1. That means 4n plus 1, n. This is the value of n. Express this power or exponent in the form of 4n plus 1. You see. So 65 will be 4 into 16 plus 1. So this will be equal to 7 to the power 1. That means this is a remainder, you see. So 7 to the power 1. So that will be the unit digit. That means unit digit, you see. Unit digit in 7 to the power 1. So unit digit, try to understand. Unit digit or unit place in 7 to the power 65 will be equal to unit digit in 7 to the power this remainder, that is 1. 7 to the power 1. And you know what is 7 to the power 1? It is 7. So, okay. So, unit digit in this number will be definitely 7. Now, look at the second one. 6 to the power 41. See. So, what will be the unit digit in this number? So, unit digit in this number, unit place or unit digit in 6 to the power 41. You see, it is of which form? It is 6 to the power. See, we have to remember the rule. Unit place or unit digit in 6 to the power n. You see, what is the value of n here? 41. N is 41 here. You see. So unit digit, any number in the form of 6 to the power n, the unit digit will be equal to 6. It is a rule you have to remember. So you see, unit place in 6 to the power 41, it is in the form of 6 to the power n, where n is equal to 41 and the value will be 6 according to the formula. Any number in this form, 6 to the power n, its unit place, unit digit or units place. Unit digit in 6 to the power n will always be equal to 6. We have to remember. So, what did we see? We saw that the unit digit in this number is 6. What is the unit digit in this number? It is 7. Now, let us find out what will be the unit digit in 3 to the power 57. Okay. So, unit digit in unit digit in the last, that is 3 to the power 57. How to find out? What will be the unit digit in 3 to the power 57? How to find out? Again, this 57, you have to express it, you see. It will be equal to unit digit in 3 to the power 4n. 4n plus 1. Like this you have to express. This is the rule you have to remember. No other alternative is there. So, 57 means it is 4 into 14 plus 1. 4 into 14 is 15. 15 plus 1 is 17. That means 3 to the power 57. See, 3 to the power 57. It has come in which form? It has come in the form of 4n plus 1. 3 to the power 4n plus 1. And what is the remainder here? 1. See. So it will be unit digit in 3 to the power 1. And what is that? Unit 3 to the power 1 means 3. So you see, my dear friends, unit digit in this number will be 7. Unit digit in this number will be 6. and unit digit in this number will be 3. Now if you multiply the 3, you can easily find out what will be the unit digit in the product of these 3. So what will I write now? Then I will write unit digit in C. So the next step will be, now this will be equal to unit digit in the first. What is the unit digit? It's 7. Here it is 6. Here it is your 3. So 7 6 is 42. 42 into 3 is what? Unit digit in 120. So this will be the answer. 6. 6 will be the answer. 6 126. It is the unit digit in 7 into 6 into 3. That means unit digit in 126, which is 6 in place. So the unit digit in this product will be 6. See how quickly we could find. But if we would have multiplied and find the answer, just imagine how much time it would have taken. Okay. Now let us discuss another question. A similar question is given in number 2. See, the question is, find the unit digit in 8 to the power 96. So will we multiply 8 96 times? No, it will be very time taking if we multiply 8 96 times and find the ones place or unit place. So what we will do? See, unit digit in 8 to the power 96. How to find out? 8 to the power 96. What is the formula? The formula is you express it in the form of 4n. 96. 96 means 4 into 20, 24. 24 4 is 96. 96 can be written, you see. So unit digit in 8 to the power 4 into 24. You see. So now this one 24 you take it as n. So 4n. And that means it is unit digit in 8 to the power 4n, and its value is always 8. You have to remember. The unit digit in 8 to the power 4n, okay, will always be equal to 8. It is always equal to 8. We have equal to 6, sorry. It is equal to 6. You can verify it, you see. I am just verifying. 8 to the power 4n, see. So take 1. Take n equal to 1. See, take n equal to 1. Then it is 8, 4 into 1. That means 8 to the power what? 4. 8 to the power 4 you can multiply. 8 to the power 4 you can multiply. 8 multiply. How many times? 4 times. It will be 64 into 64. You see, 64 into 64. 4 4 is 16. Carry 1, 25. 6 4 is 24. Carry 2, 38. You see, 6 9 0 4. See, look at the ones place. The ones place is 6. Okay. So any number in the form of 8 to the power 4n, its unit digit will always be 6. Here I have taken n equal to 1. You take n equal to 2, n equal to 3, any number. And you try to find out, you will see that the unit place will be always 6. So any number which is in the form of 8 to the power 4n, where n is some natural number or counting number, its unit digit will always be 6. Okay. So that means unit digit in 8 to the power 96 is 6. Now let us find what will be the unit digit in 4 to the power 16. See the next one. So unit digit in 4 to the power 16 again. So how to find out this one? It is unit digit in, again this is 4 to the power 4 into 4. Same thing, 4n, you see. Express this power or exponent in the form of 4n, 4 into n. So 16 means 4 into 4, so n is equal to 4. And its value will always be 6. You see, 4 to the power 4n, 4 to the power 4n, unit digit, you see, unit digit in 4 to the power 4n is always 6. You can verify it instantly. How? See, I am giving one example. See, so suppose 4 to the power, you see, 4 to the power 4. Let us verify. 4 to the power 4. 4 to the power 4 means 4 to the power 4 into 1. So what is n? N is 1 here. 4n. Now it has come in the form 4 to the power 4n. 4 to the power 4n. I said its unit place is what? 6. I said that unit digit of any number in the form 4 to the power 4n is 6. Let us verify. 4 to the power 4 means it is 16 into 16. You multiply 4 times, it will be 256. Look at what is the unit place. Clearly the unit place is 6. Clearly the unit place is 6. So any number in the form of 4 to the power n, 4 to the power 4n, sorry. Any number in the form of 4 to the power 4n, its unit digit will be 6. So unit digit in 4, this is the answer. Unit digit in 4 to the power n. Okay. Now see, so what did we see? We saw that unity digit in 8 to the power 96 is 6 and unity digit in 4 to the power 16 is also 6. So what will be the unity digit in the difference? If the two unit digits are 6, then the unit digit in their difference will be 6 minus 6, it is 0. So the answer will be 0. Unit digit in this difference, unit digit in 8 to the power 96 and 4 to the power minus 4 to the power 16 will be definitely 6 minus 6, it is 0. Okay, so in this way also you can calculate. Okay, now let us come to question number 3. Question number 3 says, find the sum of, you see, find the sum of all natural numbers from 11 to 30. See, question number 3. 11 to 30, what will be the sum? How to calculate quickly? You see, 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 up to 30. If you add the series, just imagine how much time it will take. We can use one formula which I have already discussed in the first class. See, so to find the sum of natural numbers from 11 to 30, first we can do one thing. We can find the sum of 1 to 30. Sum of numbers from 1 to 30, then minus sum of numbers from 1 to 10. You see, sum of what? We are asked to find sum of natural numbers from 11 to 30. Let us find the sum of natural numbers from 1 to 30 first. Sum of natural numbers from 1 to 30 minus sum of natural numbers from 1 to what? 10. It will give you sum of natural numbers from 11 to 30. So, what will I write? Sum of 1 plus, I mean, you can write 1 plus 2 plus 3 dot 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 up to 30. You see, sum of natural numbers from 1 to 30 minus sum of natural numbers from 1 to 10. You see, up to 10. And you know how to calculate this one. In the first class I have discussed, that is n into n plus 1 by 2, which is known as your Gauss formula. Here n is 30, here n is 10. Last term is 30 and here the last term is 10 and it starts from 1. You see, the series starts from 1. So, now we can easily compute what will be the value. N into n plus, n is what? 30. 30 into 30 plus 1 divided by 2 minus, here n is 10. 10 into, you see, 10 into 10 plus 1 by 2. Okay, so this is your 15, this is 31. 15 into 31 minus your, this is 5. 5 into 11. Okay, 15 into 31 is how much? 15 1 is 15. Carry 1, 15 3 45. 465 minus your 55. Now you find 5 minus 5 0, 6 minus 5 1, 410. You see. So this will be the answer. This will be the sum of, you see, this will be the sum of natural numbers from 11 to 30. But we did not add from 11 to 30. Just imagine how much time it would have taken if you would have added from 11 to 30. Okay, following the layman method. But if you use trick, if you use formula, you can easily compute. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now, let me discuss the fourth one. So what is the fourth question? The fourth question is, find the HCF. Yes, it is again a question on HCF, but it is an easy one. It is an easy one. You can easily compute. See, number 4. So what are the two expressions given? The two expressions are 2 to the power 5 into 3 square into 5 cube into 7. This is one expression. Another expression is 2 to the power 3 into 3 square into 7 into 11 square. Okay. Now the question is how to find. We know how to find the HCF of numbers. See, we know how to find the HCF of numbers by different method, continued division method, common division method, prime factorization method, etc. etc. Okay. But here it is not a number 2, you are not given two numbers, you are given two expressions. So when two expressions like this are given and you are asked to find the HCF, so how to find? HCF means what? Highest common factor. Look at here it is 2 to the power 5, here it is 2 to the power 3. So what will be the common factor out of these two? Take the common factor out of these two. Take the common factor out of these two. Here it is 5 to the power 3, but there is no exponential number having base 5 here. Here it is 11 square, but in the first expression there is no term, no exponential term having base 11. Okay, so this one and this one will be excluded because these two have no common factor at all. So to find the HCF of this type of expression, what we will do? We will find the common factor of these two, common factor of these two, and common factor of these two, and we will multiply the common factors. It is the product of the common factor. Highest common factor means what? It is the product of the common factors. So 2 to the power 5 and 2 to the power 3. So what will be the common? Definitely the common will be 2 to the power 3, because you see this 2 to the power 5 means 2 to the power 3 into 2 to the power 2. This 2 to the power 5 means 2 to the power 3 into 2 to the power 2. So here 2 to the power 3, here 2 to the power 3. That means this one common. Similarly, 3 square, it is common, no doubt. So one common factor, you see, out of these two, the common is 2 to the power 3. Out of these two, the common is 3 to the power 2. This is already in common into 7. You see, these are the common factors. These are the common factors of the two given expressions. So you multiply and find the product. You multiply and find the. So HCF will be equal to the product of these common factors. It is 8 into 9 into 7. That is 72 into 7. It is 7 to 14, 504. You see, the HCF of this, the HCF of the two expressions will be 504. Okay. Now let us discuss the fifth one. The fifth one is about, suppose you are given a question like this. You are given two numbers, 6 and 16. Whether they are co-prime, yes. What is the concept of co-prime? My dear friends, all of you might be knowing, but let me discuss once again. Suppose you are given two numbers, say any two numbers, 6 and 16. How to know that they are co-prime or not? So two numbers will be co-prime. They are said to be co-prime if their HCF is 1. That means to check whether these two numbers are co-prime or not, we have to find their highest common factor or HCF. If the HCF came 1, then they are co-prime. If the HCF came more than 1 or any number other than 1, then they are not co-prime. So what we will do? We will find the HCF. You can find the HCF in any way. Continued division. I am telling different methods. Okay, let me do this one by continued division. You see. Let us find the HCF of 6 and 16 by continued division. Continued division. 6 to each square. Now it is 4. Now this 6 will again become the dividend. 4 1 is 4. It is 2. You see. Now this 4 till remainder 0 we have to continue the division. This 4 will again, like this 6 became dividend. Similarly this 4 will again become it will again become the dividend. 2 is 4. You see. Now 0. Now you got 0 at this step. Now which is the smallest divisor? This is the smallest divisor 2, and hence it will be the HCF. You see. So the HCF of 6 and 16 will be 2. And how did I find the HCF? Which method I followed? I followed the continued division process. But you can follow any other method to find the HCF. My intention is that what I want to say is you find the HCF by whichever method you like in the rough work. Okay. And if the HCF became 1, then only these two numbers are co-prime. But here we got HCF what? 2. So as the HCF is not 1, so they are not co-prime. So you will write that no, they are not co-prime. The question option will be given yes, no, anything. Different options will be given. So you have to tick the option, no, they are not co-prime. This is the process. So my dear friends, I hope whatever I am discussing here in the class, you must be understanding. So if at all you are understanding and if at all you feel that yes, it is a very useful thing that I am discussing, then I would like to request all of you to please hit the like button and subscribe my channel, so that I will be very happy and I will be encouraged to discuss more and more questions in the upcoming videos, which will help you a lot in preparing yourself for the CTET exam. Also this video is useful. This whatever I am discussing here, it is helpful for the students of school level students, because all the courses, I mean the questions for CTET exam, it is purely coming from class, not class 1, particularly from class 4 to 10th level, from class to 4 mathematics. 4 to 10 mathematics, particularly questions are coming. Even though CBSE says that there are 2 papers, first paper is up to 5th standard, the second paper is for up to 8th standard, but the questions are coming from 9th and 10th level, I have seen. Okay, so that is why I am trying to explain everything from class 4th onward, 4 to class 10 level, so that those who are bit poor in mathematics, they can easily prepare for the CTET exam and they may qualify. That will be my greatest pleasure if this video, whatever I am discussing, it is helpful to those teachers and who are trying hard to clear CTET in order to be regularized in their profession, that is post. Okay, so anyway, my dear friends, if at all it is helpful, if you feel that yes, what Mahanti sir is teaching, it is very helpful to us, you must, I will make a request to all of you to please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, so we will discuss more about CTET exam in the next class. Thank you.